much less 5 or 10 times. Would reasonable people call your clients escorts, call girls, college girls who had a side hustle? Give us a little more information.
You know, I'm here to tell you what they testified to the House, and when asked by the House, they declined to comment. One of them just said, "I'm just myself." The House is more concerned with whether or not those events could, actually happened than calling my clients' names.
I understand that, but you don't, I think we can all agree, you don't end up in these situations over and over again by accident.
Are you referring to Representative Gaetz or my clients?
I'm referring to your clients, if they're there 5 or 10 times. So they were willing participants in this. There's no accusations of coercion or anything like that.
Both Representative Gaetz and my clients were willing participants. That's what they testified to the House.
Okay, and the incident in which they allegedly saw Representative Gaetz involved sexually with a woman who was under the age of 18, which is the age of consent in Florida, was that the first time they had been at one of these parties, in the middle or at the end?
The testimony before the House was that my client walked out to the pool area and she witnessed Representative Gaetz having sex with her friend, which was under 17. That was the first party that she attended with Representative Gaetz. She did not know his identity at the time, I believe. Okay,
so she went back to more parties after this incident with her 17-year-old friend?
So once Representative Gaetz found out that she was underage, he no longer continued the sexual relationship until she was 18. But if you're getting at consent, the House did ask my clients if consent was an issue, and they testified that consent was not an issue, that they did, from a legal sense, consent to these actions.
I guess what I'm more interested in is that if your clients were there and witnessing this behavior that was, by your allegation or their allegation, if she was a minor, illegal, why they kept going back over and over again?
So I don't agree with the characterization as the allegations. My clients have testified truthfully when required to do so. This whole investigation, as you just showed, came out of Joel Greenberg's behavior, and Matt Gaetz became implicated.
You're not answering my question. I'm asking a specific question. Your clients, and you've said you want the ethics report released. Your clients kept going back to these parties, even though they'd known allegedly that this terrible thing had happened, and I'm wondering how that makes them credible witnesses. If you're watching something happen with a 17-year-old girl, don't you call 911? Don't you try to stop it?
So I think you're mischaracterizing their testimony. You're obviously not familiar with the testimony of what happened. The House asked my clients what happened, and they testified to what they saw occur. Yes, she witnessed her client having sex with Representative Gaetz. She continued to have sex with Representative Gaetz over the course of 5, 10, 15 times throughout their events. If you would have access to what these dozen witnesses say, I think you could conclude for yourself whether or not they were credible. Right now, there's no way for the American people to decide whether or not my clients are credible, because they have provided all this evidence, and Representative Gaetz resigned because he did not want this to become public.
It's pretty easy to figure out whether or not your clients are credible, because the Department of Justice, that also has all their testimony, and would only have to meet the burden of proof of probable cause to charge Representative Gaetz. In addition, they have his cell phone that would have had the Venmo payments that you talked about. And the Biden Justice Department found your clients so uncredible, they didn't charge him. Why do you think that is?
So the Department of Justice never found my clients not credible. They decided not to move forward on charges. In fact, the House, the Republican-controlled Congress, and their own ethics committee found that the further investigation merited review because they had talked to enough folks that they found evidence. That's their findings, not mine. So to say that the Department of Justice didn't go forward, many prosecutors have never lost a case. I don't know why, but I can tell you that just because a case doesn't go forward, as a criminal defense lawyer, we get numerous cases dismissed, and our clients are absolutely guilty. So to say that they didn't find them uncredible is an incredible misstatement of the facts. Every first-year law student knows.
I'm still just trying to figure this out.
Are you going to let me talk, or do you just want to?
I have let you talk. I've got a lot of questions for you. And what I'm still trying to figure out is how I'm supposed to believe, or how the American people are supposed to believe, two women who allowed a congressman or any man to have sex with their friend who was underage. What kind of friend is that who would allow that to go on, not call 911, not report it, not do anything about it until, lo and behold, he's up for Attorney General?
That's not true. They were actually asked to testify back in 2020, and they did testify. But you're pretending like they've come forward with these allegations. They have no political agenda. They didn't vote in 2020. They didn't vote in 2024. They're not anti-Matt Gaetz per se. They were required to testify. The only reason that I'm talking to you today is because they want the report released in order that they do not have to testify any further.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.